Hey everybody, this is your video on your 4-2 Math Excel. So to start with, you're doing some more scalar multiplication with a 2x2 matrix, and so you're just doing 4 times all of these plus 2 times all of these. And so you may just want to type these in the calculator, or you can do them individually. So in the calculator, you would say 4 times menu 711, and you have a 2x2, so you could just press enter, and you go 5, 1, 3, 6. Then over to the side, do plus 2, menu 711. Again, it's a 2x2, and you have negative 3, 2, 3, negative 7. And so if you do that, you would get the correct answer. So a lot of this lesson is really going to require the calculator as we do more and more, because if you take all the steps doing it by hand, it's going to take a long time. Not on scalar so much, but on matrix multiplication it is. So that's how you do number 1. Number 2, again, you do your scalar multiplication. 5 times these would be this matrix. Also on this one, let's see, we've got 5 times this matrix minus 2x equal this. So what I did is I brought this over to this side and that to that side. So now I know it's going to be subtraction, and you get your answer and divide by 2. So that's actually just doing it completely by hand, because I did want to show you both ways. But starting with this, this one is going to be much more complicated on paper. And so I honestly would just use your calculator. And you're basically just doing menu 711, 2x2. You got negative 4, 3, 5, 6. Then I just press tab to get outside the matrix, and then I hit times, do another matrix, menu 711, a 2x2, and you get 5, 0, 4, negative 7. And so when you do that, you get an answer, negative 8, negative 21, 49, and negative 42. So this is the start of the problems where it's matrix multiplication instead of scalar. There are certain rules, like your number of rows in the first one has to equal the columns of the second, and order matters. Okay, and you'll see some examples like that. Now on this one, it's a word problem. A florist makes 3 special floral arrangements. One uses 3 lilies, so then you're going to end up with 300. The second uses 5 lilies and 4 carnations, so there'll be 540. The third uses 5 daisies, so that's the 5 here, and 2 carnations. And so then you have to put 0 for lilies. And then it tells you the price for each, and so that'd be this matrix. And then it says find the matrix showing the cost of each. So you're basically going to multiply these. Now in this case, it's a 3x3 matrix, and this is a 3x1 matrix. And so when you look at your insides, they're both the same number, they're both 3, and so it is possible, and the outsides tell you your dimension of your answer. And so that would be your answer right there. On paper, again, this would be much more complicated. You'd have to do 3 times this, plus 0 times this, plus 0 times that, just for your first term. And then you'd have to do 5 times this, 4 times this, 0 times this, for your middle term, and so on. And so that's not really worth it on the paper. I would just do that on the calculator. Really could not see why you would not want to do these type problems on your calculator. Okay, now on this one it's kind of interesting. It's about a track relay, and you have a certain number of points for individual events. You get 4 for winning, 3 for second, 1 for third, and then you also have points for team relays, which would be 4 for first but nothing for second. And you have a table. This is talking about West River and River's Edge. So for first, second, and third place, they got these points, 7, 4, 4, and for River's Edge, they got 6, 7, 8. For the relays, they got 3, 6, and 5, 7. Then you basically are going to label your matrices. This is going to be A, and this is going to be B. Then as far as your points that I'm writing here, the 4, 3, 1, that's going to be C. That's the points for the individual. And this is the points for the team. So what you're going to want is AC first to get your individuals, and then you're going to want to do BD next, which is for your teams, and then add the result. So that's going to be your total score at the track meet, and so you get 56.73. So that means 56 for West River and 73 for River's Edge. Now for part B, they're going to change the point values. This time they said for individual it's going to be 4, 2, 1, and for F it's going to be 4, 0. So for the individual it's this, for the team that's this. Then you just go through the same steps. For AE you end up with this answer. For BF you end up with this answer, 1220, and then you add them so you get 5266. So in this case River's Edge would win, which was different from, well, I guess River's Edge won both of them. This one had them winning 73 points and this one was 66. But the meet was closer. Okay, so on your next one, you're doing a simple scalar, 6C. So just 6 times everything. Now on this type, I would just do this mentally. 6 times 6, 6 times -3, and so forth. That's when you really shouldn't need your calculator. Of course, it is possible if you want to do that. The next one is a little weird. It says find the product DEF. So that means do EF first. And then times D. This is not something weird like function notation where it's f of x. Nothing like that. You just want to do E times F, get an answer, and then D times that answer gives you another answer. So if you actually just do this on the calculator, I would just write down this step and this step, and then based on your results, you know whether to choose the 3x2 or 3x3. In this case, we had to do the 3x2 because it's 3 rows, 2 columns. In this, it was multiple choice as far as is it 3 by 3 or is it 3 by 2. And so you're going to have to make a choice, or it might say it doesn't exist. Or doesn't exist. And so I would just use your calculator, get this answer, and then take that answer and multiply it by the D matrix and get this answer. The next one says H is this 2 by 3, J is this 3 by 3, and it says, does JH exist? Now, why this was tricky to me at first, before I made the video, was I saw H was 2 by 3, J was 3 by 3, my middles match, and so it would work. However, it's saying JH, not HJ. So if you do JH, then J would be 3 by 3 and H would be 2 by 3. Your middles do not match, they're not equal, and so it does not exist. And so that's where it's like really important to know that JH is not the same thing as HJ. The order matters due to the dimensions. Now on this one, it's just extra practice A, and you're multiplying A times B. It's really easy. This one, you're doing a 2 by 3 times a 3 by 1. Notice your middles are the same, so then your answer should be a 2 by 1. Again, just use your calculator for that. And then these problems are on the honors, but they're not on the regular yet. It might show up in the review, though, especially one of them at the very end. This one, you're just doing a 2 by 2 times another 2 by 2. You need both AB and BA. So that's really simple. Same thing for this one. A 3 by 3 times another 3 by 3. And this one, a 3 by 2 and a 2 by 3. So AB would exist, I believe, because if you do 3 by 2 times 2 by 3, your answer would be a 3 by 3 matrix. Now on BA, we'd have a 2 by 3 times a 3 by 2. Okay, so in that case, these match, and so your answer equal a 2 by 2 matrix. So even though both exist, this one, AB, has more spots. And so you're going to have something similar for this one on a 2 by 4 and a 4 by 2. So this is a good problem. On the next one, 9, 3, 11, you have a 2 by 3, a 2 by 2, and another 2 by 2. And they want you to do BC plus CB. So you're actually just ignoring this one. Multiply your BC and you get this. Multiply your CB and you get this. Add them together and you get this. So that's another good one. Because the order matters. And you don't get 0. And then this one, you're just doing BC first and then multiply by A like we did before. And then this one is really good. It tests you completely also as far as what we did on 4-1. You do A plus B first, get an answer. C minus D next, get an answer. And then you multiply your answers. So it's actually not even that hard. But it does involve your adding, adding, subtracting, and multiplying. So that's basically it for the video. Just be careful on making typos.